What's up, guys? It's time for another All Pro Football 2K8 video. And in this video right here, I am going to be going through the attributes, abilities, things like that. By the way, here's that team of mine, the Killer Bees. I'm going to be going through the attributes and showing you guys, just giving you guys more insight on how this game plays, etc, etc, etc. By the way, the winner of that shirt, I'm so surprised that, you know, there was actually people that remember the name of my running back. But the very first one to get it was Slim Gunther. I sent him an email. I let him know that he won. And I asked him, you know, what shirt he needs, what color, and X, Y, and Z. If you want to take a look at the shirts and the shop and all of that, the link for that will be in the description. Well, I'm going to be doing something special each month for everybody that gets a shirt. Now, let me tell you guys about this team, my Killer Bees. First, let me show them to you because they were the one team I did not show you in the previous video. I love this team. This was my cheese team. This was my glitch team, and it's pretty much because of the way that they played. I'm also going to be showing you guys, or telling you guys, how to get more than 3 abilities on a goal player. So here's this team right here: Dwayne Swain and Rodney Dangerfield. Don't ask where I came up with the names. Rodney Dangerfield, I got that one because it was actually already in the system. Both of these names were in the system. And for Dwayne Swain, I was just coming up with whatever name just sounded the stupidest. I was still pretty random even like 7-8 years ago. And Rodney Dangerfield. So, you know, you kind of want to go for names that are in the database so that they can actually say them in the game. Andre Reed, you know, just straight up beast in this game. All these guys. Randall Cunningham was like a gold player at silver for quarterback, so you know that was kind of cheating as well. Mike Naoli, I created him. Actually, let's go inside. Okay, here we go. So we got Rodney Dangerfield, and can we see their stuff? Can't see their stuff, huh? All right. Anyway. So he has break tackles, stamina, scissor kicks. What is that? Is that spin? He got speed, but I don't remember a lot of this stuff. You guys got to excuse me. Oh, I wish there was actually, let's go back here. All right. I guess the best way to see their attributes is to go all the way over here. All right. Abilities: branching tackles, breakaway burst. This right here made this thing cheese. How do you get into this? There we go. Branching tackles, which is pretty much like breaking tackles. Breakaway speed burst, gave him that speed. By the way, there are no number attributes in here until you get into like the inside of the database, which means you got to kind of hack the game to see what the numbers are. Stamina was always a plus because you guys can get tired during the actual drive, or if you get a lot of carries, you can get tired. Scissors kick was pretty glitchy. I loved it. I liked the animation. And finesse and power. Player has a level 2. Well, second level spin, juke, shoulder charge, and stiff arm. So you can pretty much do it all. Another thing, there's one thing on here that made, and they had to patch the hell out of it, but it's one thing on here that made Earl Campbell so dangerous: workhorse. The carrier gets better the more carries he gets. That thing made guys dangerous. But once they kind of patched that up, you know, guys started taking it off of their guys. But yeah, that's what Rodney Dangerfield had: branching tackles, breakaway burst, stamina, scissor kick, finesse. Now, scissor kick doesn't do anything but just look good, but it gives you a kind of a glitchy animation, and you can combine, you can kind of chain moves together. It'd be like a scissor kick and then a spin. So the way to do that is with the right thumbstick, of course. Stamina boost, player doesn't tire easily. I already told you about power and finesse. Branching tackles, let's see the definition that they have for this one. Player is good at shaking off tackles by tapping A. And breakaway burst, player has an extra gear when running away from defenders. The next player we're going to be looking at is Dwayne Swain, and try to figure out what made him so good for me. First and foremost, ball hawk. Do not throw the ball this guy's way, because if I could get like a boosted switch in and get an interception with this guy, or a jump with this guy while boosted, he's coming up with the ball. That was another thing. It wasn't a glitch, but it was kind of a skill that some guys could have, and I mastered it very fast in the game. By the way, if I would go with credentials, for those of you who remembered me in this game that played along with me back in those days, I usually hovered around like the top 25. Sometimes I would crack the top 10 in this game online. But later on, the more competition came when you were in those leagues. Bump Master. Bump and run. There you go. You guys just wasn't getting off the line. If I pressed with this guy, forget about it. You're dead. And it's like the bump in this game isn't like Madden where you just press him a little bit. No. If you get bumped, you're getting thrown to the ground. That's how bump and run works in this game. You get thrown to the ground. I love this game and the animations. I don't know why Madden doesn't have some of this stuff. Coverage bonus, of course. You can cover really well. Hops. That came along with those boosted animated interceptions. And what I mean by boosted animated, and I was saying this kind of goes along with skill, is say you're controlling the guy. In this game, if you're holding down the A button, it's like you're charging up. You're charging your player up. And when you charge up a player and you execute a move, the chances are extremely high if your guy, or extremely successful if your guy is charged. That was in 2K5. In this game, you had it as well, but you could also transfer it to a player. So say I'm holding the A button down and I'm the linebacker. The ball's up in the air. As soon as I switch to a player, that charge gets transferred over to that player. And then, say you go for an interception or a big hit, you're either gonna get that big burst or you're gonna get that, that huge interception because your guy's already charged up. It's like an instant charge. And that's why Hops comes into play because, yeah, he's out jumping dudes. And Speed Burner. You need speed when it comes to DBs. It's a must because if you come up against a guy that was using Jerry Rice and you ain't have speed, hops, and coverage, you was just getting toasted. Alright, here I'm going to go over some of the abilities for each position. And at the end of this video, we're going to put a team together and we're going to play with that team on this channel. But I'm going to go through the abilities that actually matter. Signal Stealer. With Signal Stealer, you could just press X and you could literally see your opponent's defense. Now, you couldn't do this often, but if you just press the button, you could see what defense that your guy is in. It was kind of cheesy, but it didn't happen often. Scrambler, it's what it is. Rocket Arm is pretty much throw deep in Madden. And what you can do is you could charge it up. You could even charge up the way you pass the ball. Hold down the A button, and then when you're ready to throw the ball, you're gonna get that burst, and things gonna take off. You could do that with anything. Quick release is necessity. It is a necessity. Dan Marino in this game is dangerous because of quick release. It's just a throwing motion, and it's really good for if you got a guy that likes to send heavy pressure. You get that ball off, it's like you can't stop it. Pocket presence was okay. If you're standing in the pocket, your accuracy goes up. Laser arm was deadly, very, very deadly in this game. Deception, didn't really care for. Play action, didn't care for. Cadence, this thing had to be patched because if you had cadence, you're gonna be getting guys off sides. It's pretty much you go hut hut hut, and your guy on defense was always gonna jump off sides. Fourth quarter comeback. I had this guy, or I had this attribute on my Johnny Unitas, and in the fourth quarter, it was ridiculous. Like, this dude would go off, all the way off. But if you had the league, you just played pretty normal. Strength didn't matter, unless you really, really needed that on your deep throw, but it didn't matter. Secure ball bonus didn't matter. Speed burner if you had a running quarterback was okay. Actually, no. If you had a running quarterback, you need speed burner. Stamina, you also going to need that if you had a running quarterback. If you have a passing quarterback or, a pocket guy, not so much. I don't know why run coverage is there. I don't. I guess if an interception happens. Quick feet, that's also good if you have a running quarterback. This way, you could kind of control, since there's a lot of momentum in this game. Quick feet helps you control the momentum. You'll see it's actually a field thing, but you'll actually see it when I'm playing a game. I'm gonna play a few practice games. I'm gonna put them up on my other channel. The practice games, this channel is gonna be solely for the season, but you'll see what I mean by momentum when I do some of those practice games. Leadership was huge on any position, especially on a lineman. Clutch is good on receivers. Hops. Why do we have this on? All right, blame EA. All right, running backs. My guy wasn't catching passes, so F that. Branch tackle, breakaway burst. You don't need bump back, whatever. Cutback ability, not so much. Deep threat, that's all for receivers. Return specialist, you might want to slap that on a receiver, but I do have that on one of my running backs. It's okay. I returned a lot of kickoffs. If I still had those videos, it would be so clutch, but I don't. I'm sorry. Let's see. This stuff, all of this stuff is like for receivers. Ankle breaker wasn't that big a deal. Route God is what made Jerry Rice in this game legendary. Battering ram is what made Earl Campbell unstoppable. Stop on a dime, stiff arm's it's okay. Spin is pointless. Tough in the middles for a receiver. Workhorse is if you got a power back. This guy, like we said earlier, the more carries he gets, the better he gets. So late in the game, if you have that on a running back and you have fourth quarter comeback on a quarterback, I think I might have messed that up. If you have workhorse on a running back and fourth quarter comeback on a quarterback, you're pretty much deadly. Like you're unstoppable in the fourth quarter. All of this stuff doesn't matter. Anything else in here important? Stamina, speed burner, of course. Scissor kick. That was just my specialty. That was my signature in this game. Finesse and power you pretty much get rid of because you got the other one, which is where the heck is it? The power and finesse. There it is. Finesse and power, which you could pretty much get all of that stuff. Receivers. The cheesy stuff. Third down doesn't really matter if you just put clutch on a guy. Then you're always going to be clutch. Deep threat was clean. Possession. If you have a possession receiver, a guy you want to go across the middle with, or a guy you want to catch those tough passes, you slap this on him. Route God, you slap it on every receiver. I don't care who it is. You slap it on them. It will make them God. Let's see. What else on here mattered? Hops. If you like to throw the deep ball. A lot of stuff is self-explanatory. Speed burner you want it. Soft hands you want it. Which player has excellent hands? Let's see. What else was necessary? I think that's all that was necessary on receivers. Acrobatic catches was glitchy. Good stuff there. Offensive line, you usually want to go with these three, and you want to go with leadership bonus. Other than that, and strength. That'd be your 5. Strength, brick walls for pass blocking, bulldozers for run blocking. Stonewall wasn't that necessary. Yeah, it wasn't that necessary. So if you ever wanted to switch it, you could slap a stamina bonus on that. Defensive line. Now we're on the defensive side, and here's where things get fun. With defensive line, you might want to do strip ball, but it didn't really work all that well. You definitely wanted bull rush. Well, this is if you use the defensive line. I didn't use the defensive line, so I didn't really care for none of this stuff. But if you use the defensive line, bull rush is what you want. Rip is what you want. Spin is what you want. If you did not use it, then you want to go with, let's say you want to go with, by the way, leadership. I think that this needs to be worded better, but leadership usually worked with your, whatever your position is. So let's say you had a nose tackle. Your leadership bonus will go to your defensive ends and your other nose tackle or defensive tackle. Let's say you was linebacker, it'll go for your linebackers. If you was a DB, it'll go for your DBs. More so, it's supposed to make all of the defense better or all of the offense better, but it usually doesn't. On offense, it works differently because it actually does help out the entire team. It's weird how it works, but that was just from me playing it and just realizing how it worked. So yeah, if you don't control the D-line, Sack Master. It worked. Let's see, what else did I used to use on this stuff? I think I used to use big hit. Nah, I don't remember. I could look at that stuff, but I don't remember. Linebackers is where the fun was. You slap big hit on the guy, closing speed on the guy. You could do footsteps because the closer your defender is to a guy that's getting the ball or catching the ball or running the ball, the closer your defender gets to him, he may or may not catch that ball. He'll drop it out of just being scared if you have footsteps on him. Especially on linebacker. Reach tackle. Oh my God, this was a glitch. Because when you're going for a tackle, your guy will actually reach his arm out. And like you can just push the trigger toward the guy. And your guy will reach his arm out. He won't warp to him. He won't dive 15 feet across the screen. But you can actually see the animation of him grabbing for the guy. Like say he's about 3 yards away. He'll start running with his arm out trying to get the guy. So that was really good. Run reader was amazing. Player has a sixth sense that allows him to hit the hole. Run reader was amazing. Closing speed, necessary. Sack master, if you like to blitz. This is for your outside linebackers right here. Wrap up tackler, you kind of got to do that yourself. Signal stealer, you could see the offense. Yeah, you can see the offense. Coverage bonus, you want to do that on your outside linebackers as well. So on your outside linebackers, you do coverage and run reader. No. You do coverage and you do sack master. I know it's kind of goes against one another, but if you mix up your blitzing and your coverages, both of those are necessary. Middle linebacker, you need run reader and you need coverage bonus. Let's see. Pass rush bonus is pretty good for an outside linebacker. Leadership, you want on your middle linebacker or your free safety. Hops is okay. Never really used it. Run coverage is, this is up. You need speed burner on everything in the game. I'm just gonna throw that out there. You need speed burner on everything in the game. Let's see. Is there anything in here we did not go over? Club, you didn't really care for that shit. All right. Secondary, ball hawk, necessary. But on DBs, ball hawk, necessary. If you have a safety, slap big hit on them. Closing speed, I learned later in the game that this was actually really, really good on a DB. Let's see, what else did you need on DBs? You need hops, coverage bonus. On a safety, you slap leadership on them. Let's see. Speed burner was necessary. I think I covered all of them that are like necessary. Oh, and bump master. You need the bump master. Kickers, I guess we can go over it. If you have a punter, coffin kicker, of course. And let's see. Kick accuracy, kick power bonus. That's pretty much all you need there. Now I'm going to show you guys my bronzes so that you can see the attributes they have to see if my logic today still holds up with the logic of 8 years ago. So Tommy Frazier, I think that's rocket arm. Lawrence Taylor has run reader. Mike Naoli, outside linebacker, has closing speed. Bob Sanders with ball hawk and hops. Random guy I came out, he came with a random kicker. Punt accuracy, I guess that's for like power. Wide receiver, route god, speed burner, and was a glitch. 6'2". Billy Joe Bobber, don't ask, do not ask, but ball hawk. Lawrence Phillips, Nebraska running back. I tried to kind of create him like my Rodney Dangerfield, but try to switch it up a little bit. Put strength and leadership on him. See how he did? He did okay. He was kind of power backish. Terry Supernaw. I was just creating a bunch of these guys to see how they would play. They were pretty good. Kasim Inota. Well, you could pretty much see that I created him just like just like my Dwayne Swain. Another Terry Supernaw, so I would have 2 Supernaws on the team. One with leadership and the other one with, what was the difference? Coverage bonus. Willie Washington, wide receiver, 6'4". This is whenever I wanted to just cheese the hell out of somebody. You're going to see almost all of my receivers with Route God. But Route God, acrobatic catch, leadership, soft hand, speed burner, glitch. Another Terry Supernaw. I don't know why I have so many Supernaws. Ahmad Johnson. He was a tight end. I just slapped clutch on him. And that was for those third down situations or tough across the middle. Reggie Wayne, my main Reggie Wayne, hops and speed burner. Never really used him much. I was creating like a Colts team. Black. I'm surprised somebody actually remembered Black. Wow. But yeah, inside linebacker, he just has coverage on him. James Hughes, I don't remember creating this guy. Free safety with quick feet. Probably never even, yep, he's not even on the team. I never used this guy. Dwayne Swain is my guy. And that's all of my created players. Alright, so this video has gone on for very, very long enough. We're going to start doing practices, practice games so that you guys can see how this play. You know what? The sooner that by you guys' show of support, that'll let me know just how much you actually want to see it, and I'll pump that thing out. And again, the practice videos will be on my secondary channel where I'm just doing a whole bunch of stuff. I dropped Supercard on there today, so that's a plus. I'm hoping to get a practice game out tomorrow, but I'm gonna hold you guys accountable. That's all I have for this one. Thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate you. I'm out.